Hey, welcome to Service Marketing Pros, coming to you from our Tightline production studio in downtown Melbourne. And today we got a couple guys with us on camera. We got Jay Bryant. He is the owner and CEO of Xano521 Concrete Coating. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
I hope so, man. And we also got Mitch as well. Mitch is I asked him what his title was. He said he's director of catch-all. So we're going to put that on the screen, director of catch-all. But Mitch is kind of works hand in hand with Jay, and they got an awesome concrete coating business that they're running throughout Central Florida and kind of moving up towards North Florida as well. So Jay, let me ask you this: how did you get started in the concrete coating business?
Well, we actually got started by another concrete coating dealer up in South Carolina. We were both, John Paul is his name. We were both doing another type of business where we do protective coatings on other surfaces. It's a great business, wasn't extremely scalable. He got into concrete coatings. We got to talking one day, and I said, "Man, this sounds great. It sounds like something that I'd be interested in. It's very scalable. It's keeping in line with taking our homeowners' greatest assets and to making them beautiful and long lasting." So I thought we would just jump into the concrete coatings business.
Perfect. Yeah, I remember seeing some of that stuff that you guys were doing originally when we first started talking. But just completely on the concrete coating side, how long have you guys been doing that now currently?
So we started in late 2019, early 2020, just before COVID.
Gotcha. Yeah, fun. That was always a good time, wasn't it? All right. So when you started, what market did you start in?
So we originally started in the Orlando market space. We were in that space for approximately a year and maybe a year and a half, I guess. And then we moved over into the Volusia market space.
Gotcha. And then, so how many markets? So you got Orlando currently, which we've been helping you with, and Volusia, and then now you're moving up where? Flagler, right? You gone up that way a little bit.
Yeah, all the way up to St. Augustine.
Awesome. So this is kind of I've worked a lot now with you guys, and a couple of other guys that obviously all being Pentec dealers. It's a great kind of brotherlyhood you guys got going on there, and AmVet's over here in Brevard County, and you got your good friend up there. We'll talk about him up there in Knoxville here in a little bit, Mr. Majak. But how many crews would you say you had when you first started, and how many crews do you have now?
Obviously, we started off with a one crew, and within about a year, we were able to move into two crews. We started with you guys, about 18 months ago, I think it is, a year and a half ago, and we're up to 6 crews right now.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a fun ride watching you guys grow because, I know more about the concrete coating business than, it's funny because, talk to my bloggers. We've been doing blog SEO stuff for a long time, and they're like, I'll be talking to the stay-at-home mom who writes about plumbing, or she's, man, I know more about plumbing. But just being in the business and talking to you guys, I learned a lot. And one thing I will tell you, I'm kind of jumping out of order here, is what I've seen how you guys have done your thing, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's building that camaraderie and putting your employees out there and kind of keeping and treating those guys good, because they're out in the front lines dealing with your customers every day. And it seems like that's one thing that's very important to you as far as taking care of your clients. We have another moving company guy. He's the same way, man. He's got 5 trucks. In order to kind of grow and scale, if you can't scale, you don't have the people, you can't scale, right? So it seems like that's one thing you guys done a really, really good job with. Is that kind of something that's been front and center for you?
It is 100%. Mitch and I laugh all the time. It was like we don't like wake up in the morning thinking concrete coatings is the most wonderful thing in the world. We're just so passionate about concrete coatings. We do enjoy the work. It is very rewarding, but the employees, our customers, they're more important to us. We say that our business is our ministry, and these employees are the people that we minister to. I jokingly tell the guys, and I say jokingly, but it's really sincerely, I work for them every day. My activities every day as the owner is trying to figure out how to make their life easier, make sure they have what they need, and that they're taken care of not only professionally but personally as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, I get it. It's a hard thing to do sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I got employees too. One's behind the camera. and it's recognizing those things that you need and reaching back out to Sean Stein too. We've right here in the studio, he was talking to me about one day about, one of his guys needed some new tires for his car, and he went and grabbed his keys, and next he went out on his moving, came back, and guy had new tires. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. I mean, these guys are hardworking guys that are out there on the front line for you guys. It's not like they're you're talking about not being passionate. They're out there, grinding out there, literally grinding, and putting it down. So, all right. So about 18 months you've been with us, right? That's what you said. So you had one crew, then you went to 2 crews. Now you're up to 6 crews. I've also learned a little bit about having those multiple crews because it rains a lot here in Florida. I hear a lot of that problem. So then you get behind. It slows down. You guys are kind of like one and done if you only, you only can coat that guy's driveway one time, right? So you might not get him as a repeat customer. You might get the pool, but you got to get it done and to keep that cash flow going. So sometimes I imagine you're gonna kind of tag team. Some crews kind of go help each other out, kind of move the process along a little bit quicker.
Yeah. What we're doing, Mark, is we have 6 crews, but when the summer months come, it gets super hot. The boys just can't work as fast, and then we deal with the rain. It's a rainy season, so we took 2 in June 1st. We took 2 crews off the schedule as far as we're not booking them regular jobs like we normally would, and they're there just to make sure that we keep everything else on track. So it's first summer we've done that. It's still been a struggle because we've had a lot of rain this summer. But having those extra guys out there, it is a bit of you would think it's expensive to have 2 crews and 2 trailers and trucks out there just spending that money. But in the end, we're getting the jobs on time. We're doing better installs. So we're going to save money in the long run by doing that. And we have happier customers, which is important as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely 100%. You're correct. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about reviews in a minute. Okay, so getting close to, I got a few more things to go. So growth, you said growth, so 2 years ago compared to now, what kind of percentage of growth you've been seeing on an annual basis?
So for the first couple of years, we were doubling our revenue each year. This year, we're not going to double. We're going to have a good third increase, I think, overall, which is what we were projecting. We know there's going to be, a slowdown as we continue to get bigger. We're not going to double every year. But it's up to this point, up to last year, we were doubling revenue each year.
Yeah, it's easy to grow that small number. Yeah, I know what you mean. So, but once you get to that bigger number, then it takes more crews and more material and just more manpower and all that stuff, and then expanding in markets. And yeah, I get you. So what kind of, what we help you with a lot of different things, but you guys, one good thing is I noticed you guys are very good about sticking to your budget. We kind of plot a budget, which we're going to talk about here after we get done with this little Zoom call. But, we kind of plot and we plan. You do different things. So right now we're currently helping you with your TV. I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but why don't you explain to me, if you don't mind, what kind of marketing mix you've been doing?
Yeah, so we do your typical Facebook, social media, Instagram stuff. We handle that. Is a major player in our marketing, but Scott Wire from Pentech, he teaches us 9 ingredients in baking a cake kind of concept. You can't just bake a cake with 1 ingredient. You got to have multiple ingredients. So, early on, we started realizing we can't put all our eggs in one basket with social media. So we started adding other ingredients. We have the TV. We've tried radio. We're not, excuse me, we're not doing that right now, but we did radio for a good while. I had mixed results. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was more of a live reading type of advertising. But TV, we're hitting 4 markets typically with TV. We've got a little bit of PPC and SEO stuff going on. We've tried some geofencing. We've got several pieces of print out there, targeted print. Some of it's a little bit broad. Some of it's very targeted in certain neighborhoods. And that's kind of our 9 ingredients at this point.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's these days everything's more fragmented. I've been in this business a long time, and it's back in the day when newspaper was king, and now you look at that, and you never even heard the word newspaper. But now with everything, everybody's selling some kind of digital asset, some kind of you can deliver either a video ad or a static ad, different ways in different places, and TV. You said you're doing a lot of TV. We grew up in the TV world, so it's. I know competitors are coming in your market, and some of those guys are pretty strong on that. And Unfortunately, or fortunately for you guys, a lot of people still plop themselves down in front of television, watch live news or sporting event, and and the television kind of acts as that, positioning you guys in the ladder of the brain to be the go-to concrete coating guys, right? So when I think about, hey, man, I'm ready to get that pool done, or I'm ready to get that driveway done, I've already kind of, I got who's xano521. Oh, I know those guys, and I Google you, and then obviously the pay-per-click, which we're getting ready to dive into a little bit more. You're getting those people lower in the funnel, right? They're searching now. They're getting ready to buy any day now, so they're really hot in that market. So we want to try to capture them there. Get that pay-per-click, and a lot of people are kind of lazy. The first one that pops up, they don't know if it's a sponsored ad. Organically, we're trying to get you to rank. We've been doing that pretty good job now. It takes a while, but we've gotten a pretty good job working you guys in the Orlando area. A little bit in Volusia, but the Orlando keywords seem to be popping pretty good. So that's, like you said, it takes a lot, and to keep all the the leads coming in, because you guys, like I said earlier, you're one and done. You kind of get that driveway done. You might not see that customer ever. You might get them again to do the pool deck, but you got to keep getting new leads out there. So that's one thing that's a little bit different in your business, right? So you got to keep getting those leads. All right. So another really good thing that's I think is pivotal in this business, a lot of service businesses, is online reviews. I mean, you can't. You gotta, if you got your competitors got 200 reviews and you got 10, a lot of times that's where we live in these days. So when we started with you all, we helped you with the review system, and you guys have really knocked it out of the park for me, because I remember the first month that we launched a website, we put that reputation management proponent in there, which is the review system. You guys got 16 that month, and I think there's been months if you've gotten more. But overall, you've gotten a lot more reviews month after month after month, which positions you guys ahead of the rest. So, in your mind, do you think that's been an important thing for you?
It's been huge, Mark. We knew that reviews were important early on. We kept talking about it. We kept having all these strategy ideas. But when we partnered up with you guys, you kind of pushed us pretty hard there for a while to get on board with it, and I'm glad you did, because it pushed us into actually taking action. You provided us with a system. We formulated a little plan with our guys, because in the end, we feel like it's best if they ask for the review when they're finishing up the job. It's still a challenge. They don't always do it. We reward them if they get a review and their name's listed in there. They each get $20 bonus. And it costs us a little bit. There's several $100s that goes out, more than several hundred actually a month in those review bonuses. But here's what we've noticed is we used to have about an 8-9% referral rate. After we started to get more reviews in, we noticed our referral rate was up to about 16%.
Oh, that's huge.
I was told that was double the national average. And now our referral rates are up to 30+%, just referrals. And I attribute that to mostly those reviews.
That's fantastic. See, that's another thing, and you're right. I did push you a little bit. If you ask Mark from AmVet, I know you guys are buddies. We were sitting here in my studio. We're sitting in the edit suite, came over to edit some new commercials. He's like, a couple superlatives. You're right, blah, blah, blah. I hear you. I'm going to do it now. Because we had actually put that system in place for him prior to you, but then you started kicking his butt. You were getting up there quicker. I'm like, hey man, this is huge. You guys in this business, you got to get them. And we don't know who the happy customer is. If we give you the system, you got to put it in place. It's pretty easy. It sends out text and email. People are used to getting automated responses. It's all automated, and you're able to kind of follow up with those folks, and making it easy for those people to give you that review. If you don't make it easy, they're pretty much not going to do it. Unfortunately, the world we live in, people are really quickly to give you a review if it's a negative review, right? They're like, I'm going to go give them a negative, but they kind of forget about it when they're happy. So you got to hit them when they're happy. That's what you've done. Then incentivizing your guys is phenomenal. That's super. We had another client that did the same, plumbing guys, and it works beautiful because it gives them a little gratification as well. And who doesn't want to attaboy? Hey man, good job, So good for you, and obviously that's working out well. So we got something while we're talking about reviews. Did you get something in the mail from us, by the way?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and take that thing open. Let's see what you got there. Because I think we started off, you guys are down 16 Google reviews. I forget where you were at. And what do we got there? 100. Check it out. 100 Google reviews. Yes, sir. So you could probably display that. We're going to talk about in the blog post. If you guys got 100, you hit a milestone, right? It's a huge thing for SEO and the trust factor that you get from Google once you hit 100 reviews, and then it starts ramping up even more. So I kind of, you guys got there pretty quickly. I have to go back and look, but it's been less than a year that you got there. I'm pretty sure, so I'll have to go back and check that. But now you're off to the races. It's going to be 125, 150, 200. It's going to just start happening, and it's going to position you guys way above the rest. So, but it's kudos to you guys for doing the job. I mean, again, we provide you the system and the training, but you got to put the people in that system. You know what I mean, and incentivizing your guys. And we got some other concrete coating. Your buddy up there in Knoxville. I called him on Friday. Hey, man, because we had to the system now makes sure to certify that you guys are a legitimate business, that you can send text messages, with all the privacy rules. And he hadn't done it yet. I'm like, hey, you got to get that done today. So he's like, I'll get it done. And so he's not where you are yet, but we've seen him grow quite a bit as well. So what would you say to other concrete coating business that are just getting started? What are some of the nuggets that you would give them?
Well, first of all, everything for us, you got to have a good, strong product, something that's going to actually back up to what you're telling. Because once you start using a cheaper product, you get a bad reputation. Your company's downhill really quick, and we've seen that happen to several other companies. So, we love Pentec. We believe that they have a great product. They innovate. They're constantly changing and improving. This whole market space of concrete coatings is like taking off like wildfire across the country. And there's a lot of good hard competition out there that's innovating as well. So finding a good company that's going to constantly stay ahead of the game and also staying behind their products. And Pentec has been great at standing behind the products with us. So that's been important. I think if you're starting out, you definitely want to make sure you got a good product like Pentec. And then second of all, you don't skimp on marketing. I think a lot of us learned that lesson in business, maybe our first business or second. I mean, we think we can crack the nut without spending money for marketing, but you can't. And I highly recommend Mark and his team. We actually, the really neat story is we interviewed Mark. His company was narrowed down to the top 2 companies that we were looking at after doing a lot of research, and we ended up going with the other company to start with because they were a national company. They had this great system. And I'll tell you, Mitch is on the phone. He can attest. It was the biggest. It almost put us under. We almost lost our whole company, our whole business, by going after all the pretty buttons and whistles that they had to offer. And I'm, it's been 18 months, and I'm still dealing with their junk. So, vet the marketing companies out you're going to work with. Don't try to self-perform it all. You need to focus on your business. And like I said, Mark and his team has been phenomenal, and we really appreciate it. And you guys have been good to us.
Awesome. Yeah, we just a little quick history, and I appreciate that very much, man. It means a lot to me. We're told a lot of times, we're quick to react. We don't wait. If there's something going on, we jump on it pretty quick. I've been downtown Melbourne now for 20-something years. I started in the agency in the TV business and then grew into the web business and got in the SEO and digital thing. And marketing's changed quite a bit. I learned from some guys down in South Florida. Went and trained for a year on our Josh Nelson 7-figure agency. Those guys have been awesome to teach me a lot. And their whole thing was trying to niche, right? Trying to pick a niche. And eventually we did pick a niche, and we actually had picked a different niche, and it just didn't work out. The pandemic came out, and then it was just weird. We got one concrete guy, and then we got another guy, and we started working with these guys. Like, these are the kind of guys we like to work with. So just so you know, we actually have, Tyline's been around for a long time, but if you guys see, look at it. Oh, check it out. We got our new little logo there. But more importantly, go ahead and open that box. And Mitch isn't there with you, but go ahead and open that box real quick. We got something for you in that box as well. Wanted to show you something kind of fun. I had to tell Jay there was not going to be one of those exploding, what are those things when they get like, what is it?
Some sort of pop-up. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, exactly. Where you get peppered with like all kinds of stupid stuff. But Yeah. So we got a little marketing box there. Look, he's got his knife right there. Old military guy. You know he's gonna have a nut.
Oh, nice.
So I stole this idea. There it is. It's hard to see. You got two of them.
Man, why did you guys only send us one?
What's that?
Why did you send only one? Mitch doesn't
Yeah,
get
there you
one.
go. There's the other one for Mitch. Yeah, there you go. So we're kind of branding a little bit. We're still, we got Tightline as a legacy agency and our production company, but we're niching called Surface Marketing Pros is kind of what we're going with. We like it a lot. We kind of finally built a page and a website. We're gonna launch that as well. This little video that you share with us here today is going to be on there. We got a couple of testimonials from some of the other guys. So this is kind of what you're able to help us do today, and with your help, man, it's been great because you guys have been a big referral for us as well. So, and trusting us, we do a lot of different things, and we're willing to adjust. Like we're going to hang up here in a minute. We're going to go sit and talk about some different strategies, trying to tweak it one more time to get you, another 20-30% of leads that you guys need. So we're going to see what we can do to make that happen. So, but Mitch, I know you're there, buddy. You got anything for us?
You guys are just incredible partners with us. Jay and I talk about this a lot, where we really do feel like you're part of our team, and you guys have been a critical partner in helping us grow. You're always very responsive. Your team is super professional. Your speed execution is something that's always helpful to us when we need to make a change or we need to make a pivot. We know we can pick up the phone, get on a call, and we can make those changes fairly quickly. And we appreciate your guidance, your wisdom. You don't give us the answers, but you certainly help us. Help us ask the right questions and help us lead us into the right direction. So we appreciate you and your team and your partnership for sure.
Yeah, it's truly is a partnership because there's different things on how to get there, but obviously. Like we learned, like some of these guys, you can't get too busy too quick because you only have one crew. You get too much leads, you can't handle leads, and then you're getting behind. Then what's happening? Give you a negative review because you can't get out there, all that stuff. And then you got guys that overspend in their marketing. We talked about a minute ago. They come out trying to be too aggressive. You guys are right there where you need to be. As your growth grows, you kind of inch that up a little bit, which is perfect. So yeah, it's good. I know you guys. Obviously, Jay's with his military background. He's very focused, and Mitch, I can tell you. I know you help him a ton because it's a lot going on there. And the next thing we got to do is go have lunch again. That was great. Come up there and see you in New Smyrna. It's not too far, so we need to do that happen and make that happen pretty quick. So, but that's it, man. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. But again, thanks for taking a minute to kind of go over this with us, having our little launch party for Surface Marketing Pros, which we're going to push out of here probably this week, and wanted to get you guys ahead. And by the way, the cup idea. The Yeti cup, I have one here. Mr. Brad sent me one. Or Anthony's going to hand me. Mr. Brad sent me one from Magic, and I'm like, man, I want one of those. So he sent me his with his logo. So we sent you yours with your logo, and then we put our new Surface Marketing Pros logo on it. So, but yeah, so we'll look forward to getting some more of that stuff in the future. And
we'll make sure, Mark, we'll make sure that we carry this to the Pentake Dealers Conference and drink that up the whole time we're there. How's that sound?
There you go. Yeah, well, I need to maybe a fly in the room or need to invite to an after party or something there. So we'll have to talk about that. But but it's been good. All right, guys, we'll let you run and appreciate you guys. And if anybody needs help in the concrete coating space, feel free to reach out to us. We're always here. Surface Marketing Pros, Tightline Productions, that's kind of our legacy. If you notice, this is Surface Marketing Pros, a Tightline company. It's hard to because we still do a lot of other things for a lot of people. And we take a lot of that knowledge that we've learned there and we kind of put it into the concrete space. So until next time, we'll sign off for now. But again, appreciate you guys taking the time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. See you.